Alright, first of all, we're going to go to the StickNodes app. It's available on the App Store. It's for Android as well. So we have the free version here and the pro version here. And I recommend just get the pro version. It's just $3. If you really can't afford it, then go ahead and use the free one. Alright, so the pro version, we have no ads, no watermark when you export the animation. You can add sound effects within StickNodes. You can export it in a video file, and you can add stick figure filters. Alright, and here we have all the features. You can pause if you want, so you can read all of them, and the languages it has. And here's all the websites it contains. A lot of great reviews and ratings, as you can see here. Must have app. This is what it looks like when you open the app. I think you're prompted to choose a language. So if you want to change back into a different language, you can go to the settings here, scroll down, and you should see a bunch of languages here. By the way, we want the stick figure icon in the top left to be highlighted red instead of these two icons. Just so you know, we will get to those icons in a later lesson. This is our default stick figure here whenever you open the app. So you have these circles which control the limbs of the stick figure, which are called nodes, and the base here is the square, which moves the whole figure. You'll know if you're controlling a limb or a base if it's highlighted red. Now, if we look at the top right of our screen, we see our frame options. So we have the add frame, delete frame, copy frame, paste frame, play animation, and stop animation. Next, let's add a frame right here. Easy as that. And when we move that stick figure in the next frame, you'll see a transparent figure, which is called the onion skin, the stick figure on the previous frame. But let's say I don't want to move that whole figure. We could delete that frame right here and add a new one. Say I just wanted to move a limb. Easy as that. Then we can go ahead and play the animation right here. It's just 2 frames. Looks like the stick figure is waving. Let's say I wanted to copy and paste this frame. So we copy this frame, and now the paste button is available. You see it light up, and you can paste it whenever you want. It pastes in front of the previous frame. Once you play the animation, you'll see the FPS menu on the left. The less FPS, the more slower and choppy the animation looks. The more FPS, the more faster, the more smoother, I guess, the animation gets. It does take a lot of time if you use the faster FPS, the higher FPS, but I recommend for beginners 8 to 14 FPS. We should get rid of these unnecessary frames here where the stick figure is static. And if we go to the FPS menu, and below that FPS menu, you'll see a check mark that says tweening. Check mark that, and you can pause to read this, but in summary, tweening is short for in-betweening, in between frames. So it's frames in between the frames you create. You'll see it looks smoother as opposed to no tween. I recommend this for beginners. You'll see some glitches later on if you use this, so be wary of that. You can fix those glitches. I'll mention them in a later lesson. So when you accidentally click on the frame, you'll see it pops up a menu, and it has its own menu, so you can't locate like the FPS menu. So to fix that, just click on the empty space in the animation. When you click on this stick figure node, you'll see it also has its own menu. You can also fix that just by clicking on the empty space. Let's go to the project tools menu. So we have our saving options and our exporting options. Save as to make it a new project. Let's name this project a reasonable name. You always want to keep your projects simple, with a simple name, a reasonable name, not like gibberish or one letter. You want to keep your projects organized. You don't want to scour through your animations to find the right project you want to work on. Alright, so next we have our exporting menu. We got exporting GIFs and photos and exporting video. Let's click on the GIFs and photos menu. Again, let's choose GIF, and you do not have to worry about whatever that is. For GIFs, the maximum quality you can pick, it's 1280 with 720 height. Every animation needs a title whenever you export it, just so you know. We have our photo exporting menu. We can change the quality. That's the maximum. 30, that's a lot. I never knew that myself. And let's go to the video exporting menu. And just worry about the quality, the width, and the height. Always change it to maximum quality if and only if your phone can handle it. Now we have 4 options to export this. We have the new exporting features, one with sounds, one with no sounds, and we got the old exporting features, the one with sounds and no sounds. The only difference is the new one is more faster, the old one's slower. But if you experience issues with the MP4 exporting the faster way, then I recommend just using the old one. And a side note, be cautious of your phone storage as it can impact your animation. You can have things like random crashes, random glitching, some lagging here and there, or when you export your animation, your animation could just be at a lower quality. Lag is a sign that you should be extremely cautious when you're making a long animation and there's lag. You could just export it and continue a second part on a different project. Apple devices from 2016 and over should not have a problem when you export at a maximum quality, and Android devices, on the other hand, could be unstable, so double check for the specs on that. Alright, key takeaways for lesson 1. You're able to know the nodes and bases on the stick figure, what they do, where they are, moving the stick figure from the onion skin, using the frame buttons, adding, deleting frames, knowing where your FPS range is, tweening versus no tweening, you know the difference, and you know how to manage your projects.